Hey, royalties of peace, still in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. How we all doing today? Yes, it is our first Wednesday of the month of September. It is our first Wednesday of the month of September. Today is September 6th of 2023 and it's my daughter's birthday, my first daughter's birthday. Shout out to her for her great light day, and God is good all the time. Perfect peace is good all the time. I've been trying to encourage her onto wellness, seeking peace of the mind. Like a battlefield, but only a journey it is, right? Only a journey where we acquire knowledge to appease the mind. You come into the world babbling like a baby, of the mind battlefield. Before you know it, you start saying some words. The mind pondering is the battlefield. And today she is now 15. Wow, how days go by so fast. How days go by so fast. Yes, it's the month of serenity. I came up with it being a month of serenity. Serenity meaning peace of mind. Serenity because it's September and it's always the beginning of a new academic year and also marks the fall season approaching, and this it's yeah, fall the fall season always starts in September around the 22nd, the 20th to the 25th, the 20th to the 25th of September that I got to learn. And did I say the fall season? Fall only meaning awareness of your diagnosis, seeking wellness. You only know when you've fallen because you're aware of it. And you start seeking wellness, another complicated grave, right? Yes, my water day. It is my water day. Let me have a sip of water. Yeah, water. Water is very, very, very important. My water day, the first water day of September month. Did I say that I've been feeling like restoration of self, being more productive, awareness of self, being more self awareness, and being more self aware of the things I'm doing and reflecting of how far I have gone and what I haven't done, what I need to do, if I should take more classes or if I should, what is new out there I need to learn and all that. And what about you? I hope we are all experiencing the same mode of being. Yes, peace during the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking onto perfect peace. The month of serenity will I want us today to take a look at the initial step of serenity being our first Wednesday of the new month. So I pray that we ordain this month to be the month of restoration. So the title of our video today will be the initial step of serenity. First, what is serenity? Did I say it's all about peace of mind, the battlefield free we need of our existence? And it's a step-by-step process, and every end of the intervention of the process, we have to evaluate ourselves, and whatever we haven't accomplished, we try to work on it on the next plan. We have to have a plan of what we want to achieve. And when we finish the academic year, or when we finish the plan, we are able to evaluate and reassess and enable a new goal with with time bound, a new goal that is time bound, so that we can really see our progress. We can really identify our progress. So wherever there is a storm, we must be able to enable peace to achieve serenity. And that takes hope, faith, and our righteous work. We must apply hope, faith, and our righteous work. Righteous work meaning work with perfection, self dignity, true to our work. Reality is all good, though we sometimes struggle with reality, which is our identity. Reality is our identity and must not be mistaken for another. Sometimes we think we are the shadow than the reality, calling ourselves bad, or because someone has called you a black sheep of the family does not mean that you are the black sheep of the family, but rather trying to figure out the storm by drawing a plan. And before drawing the plan, you must first of all assess yourself. And when you assess yourself, you know where it's coming from, if it is from you or from the others. Misunderstanding. You must first of all assess yourself because you know yourself better than what others say. When you assess yourself, you should be glad that someone says something. But if it's something negative, what is negative? Negative, have I said, is only the shadow of existence that is not real. Either you are the one portraying this shadow or someone else seeing the shadow of you. Sometimes we emit a shadow that blocks others from seeing who we truly are, and they struggle with understanding what is going on, or someone may want to see you but rather having a blurry view of you, and you will need to help them to see you better. We should not try to see it more of a complicated of self or rejection of self or hate. Let's try to minimize hate. Let's try to minimize hate by having a concept of understanding each other regarding the shadows between us. Sometimes they may not even tell you the shadow they see of you. Telling you about your light does not deprive you from always searching yourself, to always check in with yourself. It is very, very important to always check on yourself. That even if you are doing it on purpose for them to say something and they say nothing about it, well, sometimes we get to tell these our friends, you are a bad friend, but rather maybe they are not even seeing that, or even if they're seeing that, they keep on enforcing, but your light side, your reality, they keep on enforcing your reality even though you're showing them your shadow. And then sometimes you get exhausted or get upset or feel deceived by the other. Let's try to cut off some of this hate. It's very, very important to cut off hate. Why am I saying this? Because the young ones really need to know how to work with their peers. How the young ones fall off friends so early, so quick. It's very, very demanding for conversation before going back to school on how you look at each other, even between teachers and students. Reality is always very important, but must we also realize the shadow that plays between us, like a signal for us to seek wellness. Serenity, serenity. The initial step of serenity, the initial step of peace of mind, is the awareness of the need of education, the need of restoration, the need of something lost that must be found, a value that is lost that must be found, the need of reality in full. Because you never lose your reality. You are your reality, but the shadow will make it look like shaded. The circle shade, like two shades of a circle of 5 pieces, 2 on 5. You will want to clear out the two that are shaded back to wall. And that's serenity, achieving the initial step of serenity, the awareness of your weakness, seeking wellness. Must you be able to apply hope, faith, and righteous work, sincere work. Now, if we are struggling with our self identity of how long we have been on earth, we are not just the first existence. We've learned that the earth has existed for 4.5 billions of years. And that should really help us understand how some are really struggling very hard of knowing their reality of self. No matter how much what you tell them cannot really change what they have known for so long. Some come into this world presently being something else, being but a shadow, and there's no way you can talk them out of being the shadow. But with time, they can tell of making their own young, they begin to realize their young is also having struggles, being different. There's always someone among you that will tell. That's why we have cultures. Cultures only because of anxiety of losing self, not sure of which one is self, which one is reality from the non expected, the non existent. Which one is reality from unrealistic? What is true? What is true? Even though we have said there is no wrong, does not mean that we are not in a place of struggle. Will you be surprised to meet someone today who will tell you of how long they have lived in this world? If someone should stand before you today and tell you they have been in this world for 4.6 billions of years, will you argue them or think that they are just trying to make themselves famous or trying to pull your legs or play your mind? Will they sound ridiculous? Is it possible to have someone stand before you today, not looking like an ape or an alien or ancient days people, looking really well dressed, even better than you, and telling you that I have been in this world for 4.6 billions of years. I can tell you everything about it. Would that freak you out? Would that be taken serious? What is reality to you? Am I pleading for us to understand the figuratives should not baffle us, but rather peace of mind. So long you know your lane and I know my lane, that's all that matters. So long you know the basics. Because if you've been in this world longer than I, you should know better than I that there are basics that keeps each other in peace. You cannot pressure me because I'm younger than you. That would be bullying. Even if you've been in this world for 4.6 billions of years, you cannot bully me that has just been here just for a year. Even when a 5-year-old can bully a 50-year-old, of I am 5, but if you know who I am, I'm greater than you that is 50. Will you understand that wherever you're coming from with that mindset, you should be able to tell the difference between a young and one that is of more knowing. The need of serenity, peace of mind. Serenity is very, very important. We must be able to apply serenity this month, understanding the reason why we have academic schooling, why we all come from different cultures and gather in a classroom to learn some basics, science, philosophy, religions, cultures, looking like a rainbow because there is a basic we work with. And we must be able to work with guidelines, not to hurt others' feelings. There's ethics. What is ethical today? They say it changes tomorrow. Those are still the ethics they're still working upon. True ethics never changes. True ethics stays. What we call ethical is what has always been in place. Those that change are those that are still in progress to understanding, are still being worked upon. Our true identity is morality, is perfect peace of the mind. If smiling irritates you, but a frown makes you happy, there are people like that because of how long they struggle. Some find peace among those that are angry because they are angry themselves. Like they always say, what has a bike got to do at a gas station? Pulling up with the cars? The gas station is only for cars and maybe mobile cycles. With engines. A bike has nothing to do with a gas station. But we all ride the road and we all know our lane. Some move slower, some move faster. The turtle moves slow, but it has a covering for protection. It minds its lane. Its peace of mind is very important. Do not try to break in. It will not stop you from maintaining your speed, but don't break in its lane. The requirements of education. Know your limits and do not bully others. The young should know their limits, and those of greater should not bully others. Serenity, peace of mind. You might have observed some. I said in the last video that envisioning, we must be able to envision a brighter future, perfect peace, even the one that's angry. If you ask them, what is your desire right now? They'll tell you perfect peace. Because they're angry and choose to be among angry people does not mean that they don't want perfect peace. Does not mean that they have found perfect peace. Does not mean that is their peace. They are still working on their peace. Even those laughing, if you ask them, what is your greatest wish right now? They will tell you perfect peace. Even though they are happy and merry, does not mean they have reached perfect peace. Even if they have no problems, they will still be left with one problem of the 100. The 99 that is all solved, their one problem left would be the ones that are still frowning. That if you say, but it's none of your business, it's their business because it's of their sight. It's like a roadblock on their sight. Though they have no power to change them, must maintain their light of 99 peace of mind, hoping that one day the one that is lost must be found. That these that are still frowning know very well that the state of mind that they are in is not perfect, but yet cannot be among those smiling when they're frowning. It irritates them more. They need to be able to be in a place where they can confine themselves while working on their peace of mind. The turtle will cage itself in its little casing. The casing, not its perfect, but its protection while on the journey to perfect peace of the mind. One day you look into the casing, you will not see it in there. And the body all dried up, like a little round stone, will fall down and you'll not even realize it's even the turtle. What we call decay is ice, subliming. Or if it's of water, evaporation. Every physical existence, like solid, sublimes. If you know what I'm talking about, sublimation of an ice. The ice also evaporates. The evaporation of ice is called sublimation. We have learned in school. Why we go to school so we can be able to apply some things onto our naturals of understanding. Have I said some will turn into fire? Some humans will turn into fire when they're about to part this physical realm. Some turn into water. Some turn into a tree. But that is not them turning into the tree. It's what they leave behind. It's what they leave behind. Some in caskets. Whatever they leave behind for you to walk upon, to ponder upon, to enable a better future for yourselves. Telling us we are not who we think we are. The figuratives are limited to express who we are. The figuratives are only complications. Must we not be descending but all ascending? The message some leave behind for us to walk upon and encourage the young ones to be of better, even the young ones they leave behind. They are not what they leave behind. What they leave behind are only figuratives for us to work with. Will you say, are we not figuratives enough? If we are figuratives enough, we will not descend anyone down, but reach wellness of ascending, becoming of greater minds. Higher education helps us to be more disciplined. Even of the basics we learn, our experience with the basic we have gives us even brighter minds. Some never really complete higher education. Some may end halfway, yet still word it the same. The same we learn from elementary is the same we learn in high school, the same we learn even in the higher education. Are we wondering why this repetition of the same chemistry is the same chemistry? They say further chemistry, further, but it's just getting more deeper, but the same thing. It's just like a simple shape into a 3D shape. It's the same square. But what have we learned from all of these figuratives? The solid state is complicated. We must reach mind perfect peace. The physical gets tired at the end after achieving all this knowledge. I'm going to higher education aging. What is the point? The flesh gets tired. It's the mind that is getting full of enlightenment. The mind is only getting younger. The mind is only getting younger. The mind is only getting to be birthed into reality of fullness of knowledge. This physical only a journey. Talking about serenity, royalties, peace of mind. The initial step of serenity is very, very important. Am I trying to bring all this to us today to reflect upon while educating the young ones, to be able to reach even the greater serenity of themselves than we have played along with? Have I said integrity is our reality? That when we feel like falling short of integrity, struggling with despair, we must recover from despair with education, learning, correcting our mistakes, correcting the fallen state, picking up our pieces back to the whole glass. So we run not empty anymore, but a fullness of knowledge must be. You need not go to the ocean to know what the water is like when a drop is sufficient. You need not go to the ocean to know what water is like when a drop is sufficient. If we can learn from this physical, the fullness of knowledge, need not become a jeopardy in the liquid state that can reach the gaseous state of freedom perfect, battlefield free of the mind. Practice to perfect. Practice to perfect, have I said, it takes hope, faith, and righteous work. Hope of perfect peace. The faith, the belief to achieve it. Those two not enough. Must your works be righteous? Your righteous work will test. How you walk will testify the faith you have. How you walk will testify your hope. If you care less, it means you're still building on your faith. It means you're still building on your hope. It means you're still struggling with your identity. Short of knowledge needs fullness of knowledge. The new academic year, let's go back to school, achieving, knowing why we are achieving knowledge. It's not only of the physical work or careers. That even when you're 80, feeling like going back to school is not a joke. It's not funny. Career is only not to keep you idle. It's just to fantasize your journey of achieving knowledge. Achieving knowledge is very, very important. That when an 80-year-old picks a paper and a pen that I'm going back to school, I'm going to high school, it's not funny. This journey is a journey of picking up your pieces. It should be an applaud. It should be an applaud. The greater mind you can be able to achieve of this physical life, the more worthy you feel of the outside, of the physical, be of the liquid or the gaseous state from this ice age. Going into the liquid age or the gaseous age should be of expected and greater and brighter and easier to travel to perfect peace already. I hope this beautiful lesson today, beautiful reflection time, helps us, encourage us to acquire knowledge without holding back and for the right reason. Righteous work be done. For hope and faith must be perfected. So we reach perfect peace, battlefield free, the greatest enlightenment of our being. Thank you for listening today and stay tuned. welcoming Serenity month, September, starting with the initial step of serenity, the awareness of short of knowledge, seeking wellness, step by step onto perfect peace. Thank you for listening and stay tuned. No one left behind. No one left behind. We are integrity. Welcome, Serenity Month. Peace tilts the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. See you next Wednesday.